Shalom, Rainicorns. It's Ellie here. And so I do have a prophetic word. This is very interesting. So before I get into the word, I want to grasp the attention of certain, not necessarily individuals, but groups of individuals. I'll say it like that. Different, cultures and whatnot. This is for all of us, really. All of us who resonate with the backstory of ascending from higher realms and embodying those who are the children of God. So if you resonate with that statement and that description, then this is for you. This is for you to listen to, whether you are male or female. You can watch this video if you are a male, pass this on to a female you may know. Share it with other females that may be on your social media that follow you, whatever the case may be, because this is very important. Preface, I gave a prophetic word about judgment coming for Black men. We've seen a lot of justice happen for those who are in those particular positions who, they're being accused of things that are wrong, and so they're receiving judgment and justice are one and the same. It's like I said in the video, it's not always like a negative narrative when it comes to judgment. So it's just that people have been judged. So the balances have been weighed, the scales have been balanced. And now it's time to move on to the next set of judgment. And that is for the feminine. That is for the divine feminine. Now, our judgment is a little different from the divine masculine. Why? It's because we're two totally different individuals, both spiritually and physically. You have to recognize that. That's why it costs so much money and it takes so many operations to transform from one gender to another that people are doing. We were made different for a reason. And so our judgment is a little different and it may take a little longer. The guys, it happened in 1 year. 2021 to 2022 happened in 1 year. Ladies, I'm not saying we have more time. It just happens differently. Judgment can start tomorrow and a female can be pregnant today. Okay, so would it be fair for her to receive certain amounts of karma while she's pregnant? Some may. Woe to those who provide suck during these times. So it's unfortunate. It just is what it is. If you built that sort of life, if you planted those sorts of seeds, that's the type of judgment you will receive. On the other hand, if you've done things such as built sort of connections that are beneficial to both, of course, yourself, your family, your friends, and the collective, then of course there's good judgment, there's good karma. Well, you have to remember that karma is both. You have the yin and yang, you have the balance, you have the scales, you have that duality, okay? You get good karma and you have bad karma. All right. So I'll be specific. I'm not a male. So in my masculine prophetic word, I was not able to give such detail as to what can be done. Now, for ladies, I definitely can give instruction. I can give edification. I can give teaching where it's allowed. And this is, one of those situations. And so we have to, of course, heal ourselves within, recognize the Ankh symbol, where you have the womb, you have the woman, you have the man, you have the family, okay? So you have to get yourself centered, do a lot of cleansing, of course, go into prayer, meditation, seclusion, straight up hermit card energy, bro. All right, so be by yourself as much as possible. Do what you can. I love spiritual baths. I love incense. I love reading. So what do you like to read? What do you like to listen to? If you don't like reading with your eyes, you like to listen to audiobooks. Do things like that. With educational things. This is not a time for, while sci-fi can be, you can break down downloads in those. If it's for entertainment purposes, this is not the time for that. This is really not the time for Netflix and chilling, especially X on the chilling. Okay, no more chilling. Just maybe you can Netflix, but no chilling. Okay, I'm being straight up. I'm being lit. No, you can fight me through the phone if you want to, because I'm just telling you what the ether said to be. So no more Netflix and chilling if you're not in a committed relationship. It just is what it is. And I hit the 444 and the minute mark when I said that. Okay, so I don't want to hear nothing. If you are married, you can Netflix and chill all you want to. You can chill without the Netflix. You good. If you are an unmarried person, not in a committed relationship, no chilling. Maybe Netflix with some friends. Don't be trying to Netflix and chill on the side. Stop it. That's a huge part of the judgment, okay? That's a huge part of the judgment. Realize it now or you'll face judgment. There's nothing else to say. My goodness. Okay. So also that's the dual union, right? You have the masculine and feminine, okay? So you have to have that relationship with the divine masculine to where, of course, if you are married, you do what you do whatever you do. If you are not married, you have to continue in this platonic area where things are very structured. You have your own life and you don't let anyone interfere with what you have going on in your own life. And you deal with everybody on a platonic basis. Of course, loving is not to say that you aren't able to be nice or be cordial with individuals. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a motherfucker. Don't do that. You're simply setting boundaries for your own health, all right? Both physical, mental, spiritual, all that. It's not just, the crazy stuff that comes along with being with a whole bunch of people. Is you protecting your energy, literally. Your aura is what's most important. So if you're entertaining too many energies, that's platonic as well. That's not just romantic. If you're exchanging too much energy with too many different people, you're going to get messed up. So seclusion, all right? And also remember that that's whole self. And then the interaction with the divine masculine. So also that connection with the divine feminine. Sisters have to come together. So that time that you're spending being platonic, that also goes with sisterhood. You gather your sisters up together, whether you have an individual connection with each of them or you do have, certain group settings where you're all getting to know each other together all the time. You have that particular dynamic going on in your situation. That is what we need right now. That is what has to happen. That's like a way of repentance. That's a way of shadow work. Ladies talk is different from guys and girls talk. Okay. So gathering with the sisters, and it's not to say limit your interaction with the divine masculine. It's to say structure it. Don't just be all up everywhere. You could be all up everywhere with the goddesses, all the ladies, all the akhlats. It's okay to be like silly and like crazy with the females. It is okay for us to be that with each other. That's the whole purpose of it. That's the whole purpose. Guys can be guys with each other. Girls can be girls with each other. Okay? So sisterhood. And then, you have the children. It's hilarious because I was looking for the point I was going to make and my stomach started itching, and that's the womb. So you have that whole self, you have that partnership, and then you have the third aspect with it, which is the child. Okay. So your relationship with your children, take that time out to build that relationship with your children, especially if you haven't done so already. This is something that you need to integrate into your routine. This is something you need to be doing. Especially if your children are around other people a lot, like if they go to school, daycare, or if they're taken care of by other relatives, friends, caretakers and different things like that. You really need to be intentional about the conversations you have with your children and the actions and interactions you have with your children, okay? So this is for you to get to know them better and for you to see what's best for their future. So from a spiritual aspect, of course, like giving them the different downloads and information that you get, whether your kids think you crazy or not. The only people who are allowed to call you crazy is your kids. Other people can't call you crazy. So you can talk to your children about whatever it is going on spiritually, with them especially, and also with you if it pertains to what they need to do. Other spiritual things they need to be handled within self or with your divine counterpart. Okay, so with your children, take that time out to educate them, get to know them, all that. My bangs got so long, you guys. It keeps touching my nose, and I don't want to be touching my nose a lot, so I'm trying to do this, but it keeps falling. Anyway, so yeah, you got to do that, and pave the way for them versus keeping them in the dark about a lot of things. Don't tell them everything. Children don't need to know everything, especially if they're younger. They need to know certain things as teenagers. However, if they are adolescent children, don't tell them everything. That's just straight up. Pave the way for them so they won't make the same bad decisions that you make, and pave the way for them to replicate the good decisions you made. So those are the conversations you need to be having and the example you need to be setting. Children listen, they do. children also repeat the actions that they see. Monkey see, monkey do. That's what we are in nature when we are in our childhood state, or if we are younger, looking up to an elder or mentor. It's simply that. And so, yeah. Is there anything else? Elsa. Yeah, bonding, spending time with your children. That's primary, main important thing. And so yeah, once we could get a lot of that straight, we'll be good. So yeah, if you are a masculine, send this to a divine feminine. It could be your mother, your sister, your goddess, your wife, your girlfriend, the relationship union that you have with your wives, whatever the case may be, your aunt, your cousin, whatever. All right. So yeah, just send it to a beautiful 9-ether goddess. And this is also to uplift. So the results of this are beautiful. You already know the letter that was written to a man in Proverbs 31. That whole thing, that his description of what he should look for in a female, just apply that to your life. Read the whole book of Proverbs. It's a book for men, so it's written to men. Women can learn from it to know exactly what men are supposed to do. So once you align with what your counterpart is supposed to be, you'll attract him into your life. That's just how it works. And so yeah, also look up definitely, I'm telling you, start an online business so you can stay at home and start investing. So that way, if you do have a husband or someone you're in a union with, y'all can start investing, and your family can start generating passive income, cash flow, and have a higher net worth, stuff like that. If you are not, you will have that asset and skill set to provide for that divine masculine, so that he doesn't have to do everything by himself. He has somebody he trusts who can watch over it for him and all that stuff. So you'll be able to, with that whole what do you bring to the table thing, you can provide that. Of course, the females need to get in tune with nature the absolute most. We have to be in tune with nature. I'm not saying more than a divine masculine. It's very important for us to do so, because that's what our body requires for us to function properly. And so, when it comes to menstrual cycles, those are anti-photon reactions of our body being out of tune with nature. All right, you have to do a lot of research, or not necessarily a lot of research, but do some research on that particular topic. I do recommend a particular video from the University of Cosmic Intelligence that speaks on the moon. So you look up that video, and then you research different things that have to do with the moon cycles, menstruation, and everything that involves the blood. The reason that things happen the way that it does. Ways to our hygiene, ways to cleanse oneself. I'm able to eat certain foods and regulate how my body moves. Pay attention to different things like that, okay? That goes along with paying attention to self. That also goes along with what's it called? Being an example for the children. So if the children see you, be like, oh, okay, mommy eats this, mommy drinks smoothies, mommy does this, whatever, then that is just ingrained in the child's mind. It's no longer a thing that they have to figure out later in life, like a lot of us are having to. It just is what it is. My parents were never big on eating pork or anything like that we are not really supposed to be eating. And so I grew up eating things that were healthier. Yes, it was still meat. It just tended to be more lean, or the meat was just less dense or had less sodium, whatever. And so you want to be that example for your children to follow, so that they don't have to struggle later in life. That's the whole point we're getting to, right? And so we have a little bit of time. The guys had a year. Ladies, we will have more than a year. It's just we can clear this up in less than a year. We do have that ability. We do have that power. That's why I really need most of the subscribers I do have. Most of the Rainicorns are male. So males, divine masculines, I really need you to share this video. This has nothing to do with me. I'm not monetized on this channel, so don't even. So, it is what it is. It's whatever, okay? This is the message that, yeah. that I had to share. Prophetic word. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear it or whatever, because it's like, then that ends all the fun. Well, it's pretty fun when you have your life in alignment and you can just enjoy the simple things. That sounds so cliche, and a lot of cliches are burnt out because English is so cursed. It is what it is, though. Whatever the meaning of that is to you, resonate with that and meditate on it, okay? Enjoy the simple things. Have gratitude in all things. Because the more things you're grateful for, the more things you get. It's not even about like getting more things. It's about having that stability of knowing that, okay, everything's great. Ask and it is given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door be opened. All right, y'all. I will see you in the next one. Shalom, Rainicorns. Tawada. Peace to you. Thank you. Gratitude.